share the page on your platform. This is the best gift you can give to somebody in 2020 on to 2021. So share this platform on other pages, share on your pages, and let's get interactive. So my name is Lois Efwa Ochewadamte, and scholarship, tell somebody that scholarship news in brief has just started. So I do this section, did I just say section? I do this session with Michael Nanakojo Apia. Michael Nanakojo Apia is on. Hi, Michael. Hi, Michael.
Yeah, hi, hello.
Hi, Michael. Now you see the energy has come, because I was just wondering, I was like, what's happening? Are people not?
I know, right?
But yeah, these things happen. So Michael, how are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm
for the
fine.
second time. What do you have for us today?
I have scholarship news in brief for everyone today. Very brief. So.
Very, very brief. Okay, so over to you. You can get started, Michael.
Okay. All right. So fast forward. Let's go to the University of Oxford University. So in Oxford, they have a number of openings there. I say openings, I mean scholarship opportunities. So one of the opportunity or scholarship I want to talk about this evening or this morning, this afternoon, anywhere you find yourself, is the Parish Foundation Scholarship. All right, the Parish Foundation Scholarship. And this opening, as they are looking for individuals who have the potential to provide scalable and sustainable solutions. Okay, and GRE is one of the requirements. So please, like I always say, even with our previous sessions where we do bring up a list of institutions that do not require the GRE. However, that is not to say that don't even write it at all, okay? Because it is good to have it and not need it than to need it and have it. Like I always say, Lois, you'd agree with me. Okay, so one of the requirements is the GRE. So please, if you have the GRE test score, and of course, and you think you fall within the category. Now, there is one trick about this opportunity or the scholarship. Basically, if we apply for the Chevening scholarship, particularly with the essays, this scholarship is in line with it. So basically, they're just talking about, you write essay about your leadership exposure, that is your leadership and influence, talk about your academic achievements, you understand, and let's say your career, why do you want to study at Oxford, or why do you deserve this scholarship? Basically, it's in consonance with the Chevening essay. So if you've written the Chevening essay before, I think this is like a plus, more of like a test for you. You can easily, go around this, right? So, and one of the requirements is the GRE test score. So basically, it goes on where on the deadline is January 2021. There is no specific date, but this is on a rolling basis, so it can end anytime in January 2021. And because it is open worldwide, the reason behind not having a specific date in January is because it's as and when. So by January, if they exceeded the number, or if they think they want to open up, they can still open up. So please, however, even though it's January 2021, this is a highly competitive scholarship or opportunity. So the earlier the better. Apply as soon as possible, because there are limited space for an international student. Okay, so if you have what it takes to apply for this, please apply as soon as possible. So the second one is a fully funded Bachelor of Arts Bachelor of Arts degree, okay, with the Mastercard Foundation scholarship, right? Now, when you look at the Mastercard Foundation profile or their website, if you've gone through before, you realize that they work with a number of institutions actually, right? And this time around, they are working with the USIU University in Kenya, okay? And they are providing a fully funded Bachelor of Arts. So if you have a brother, a sister, and of course, they just released the WASI result, and a whole lot of young people actually performed better. So if you have a sibling, a relative, a friend on Facebook, they are looking forward to, fully funded opportunity. This is a very good step for them. And one unique thing about this scholarship is it's a Mastercard Foundation scholarship. And of course, you would agree with me that previously we've shared, and of course, when you read the history of Mastercard Foundation, they also provide funding for masters and PhD and all of that. So it means if you qualify and you're shortlisted for this fully funded scholarship in Kenya, right after that, it is more of like an automatic pass for you for your masters and your PhD. once you really want to study, you would get it. It is easy for you to penetrate, right? So please take advantage of this. And the deadline is, okay, now the eligibility, it shouldn't be more than 29 years, okay? So it should be 29 or below, right? And of course, last week, I think I shared a number of opportunity that even if you are above 30, 29, you can apply. But for this scholarship, this fully funded BA scholarship, below 29 or below, all right? And the deadline is 27th November, so this month. So please, if you have a friend, a church mate, share on your church platform. Anyway, you never can tell. Okay, the deadline 27th, and it's too close for you to gather all your relevant documents. So you need to start as soon as possible. Start getting all the relevant documents to apply for this opportunity. All right. Okay. So the next one is at the University of Pretoria in that's South Africa. This is purely postdoctoral, so PhD. So if you're a PhD candidate or student, there is a research scholarship for you. So you can take advantage of it. I know a number of Ghanaians or a number of PhD students who have contacted me directly looking for funding opportunity and all of that. This is a very good one for you. You go through the list to see the juicy packages they have for you. And when you look at the criteria, it's not that voluminous. They are not requesting for anything technical. Your CV, your statement, and of course, I want to believe as a PhD candidate, you would have done something around research and all of that. So it's something easy and it's not really much, unless of course you don't have, I doubt. This is something you can easily go through. So click the link and the deadline is 4th December, unfortunately 4th December. So if you have what it takes, apply for this scholarship. And it is strictly for Africans, okay, Africans. So if you're an African, this is a big opportunity for you to take part of this funding, right? Okay, so we're going to the next one. And okay, so before I go to the next one, I really want to talk about, you know, when I mentioned the Oxford University, I made mention of the graduate record examination, that's the GRE. So now let me mention a list of some institutions, even in the US. So in the event you're not interested, so let's say you think you've gone through the requirements and you do not meet, and Oxford is too big for you, or you have other options. So now these are schools in the US that do not require the graduate record examination. Okay, now University of Florida, we have the Boston University, we have the University of Nebraska, Lincoln. This university actually, not that they don't request for the GRE at all. They do, but 70% they don't request for it. And it depends on your program. Usually, if it's the social sciences, the art and all of that, they don't request for it at all. They don't request for it at all. So please, in case you're looking for programs or universities in the US that do not request for the GRE at all, I've just made mention of it. University of Florida, the Boston University, the University of Nebraska, and of course, we have the George Mason University. They are also, but when you go through them, that is not to say they don't request at all, but most of their programs, they don't request for it. So this is also a good fit for you. In the event, because I made mention of Oxford and GRE is a must, you might be having a whole lot of things running through your mind. So you can also take advantage of that if you're not qualified for the Oxford scholarship. That is the Oxford scholarship I made mention earlier. Okay, now with my last point, I'll be talking about the Adobe Research Fellowship, right? This for 2021 actually, so it's not something big. And it's only open to PhD students. Yes, it's quite unfortunate that this evening I'm only sharing research opportunity for only PhD students. I promise next week I'll be bringing some for the masters, you know, candidates and of course all students. Yeah. So these are PhD opening for PhD opening actually, a PhD research opening. So that is the Adobe Research Fellowship, right? And the deadline is 4th December. Okay. So there is not much you go through, you look at the criteria. And I must say, or I must admit that this is also not something that is so strict. When you look at the criteria, it's something you can really do. It's not that technical, like I said earlier. So take advantage of this. And this is not only open to Africans, this is open to a number of people. And of course, Africans are qualified. So please take advantage of this. And I must say again that this is a highly competitive fellowship. So if you do not put in a good entry, it's quite unfortunate. I'm afraid you might not get it. So please put all your effort, put everything to it and apply as soon as possible. 4th December, it's possible because when you go through it, it's limited. So in the event you don't apply early enough, they are likely to close it. So it is 4th December, all right, but there's a possibility of closing it earlier than the 4th December. Okay. So, Lois, this is what I have for us today. Scholarship news in brief. I hope it was brief.
Yeah, it was as brief as the name suggests. And I hope everybody is taking something on. If today you didn't even have your portion of it, I know you know somebody that has a portion in this that you would need to send. So thank you very much. I have a couple. I have about 2 or 3 of them. And just to talk about the United States International University, the Mastercard Foundation, which is fully funded for undergraduate students. I will entreat a lot of people, if you know an SHS graduate, just like Michael said, who has applied, who has good. I see some people with very straight A's as well. Probably they don't have money to go to school and stuff like that. This is really cool. And I think I listed a couple of things like they'll be taking your tuition fees, laptops, books, and other materials, medical insurance. Very juicy. Like I saw it, I'm like, this is really cool. Like stipend, transportation to and from home, access to leadership training, access to entrepreneurial training, psychosocial support, counsel, and mentorship. I mean, this is good. So if you know somebody, your cousin, your niece, your nephew, your sister, your church member who has finished SHS and is really good, you can put in an application, help the person to apply for it. So yeah, Michael, thank you so much for today, for doing this session with us. And just as always, I always say thank you so much for what you've offered to do for us.
Thank you for the platform too. Lastly, on the Kenya, on the scholarship you just made mention with the Bachelor of Arts. So sadly, a lot of people are looking for Canada opening, US opening for their siblings or their relatives. You just mentioned the packages. And please, if you are a sister or a brother to any one who really wants this, please don't look at Canada first. It's a big one. And this is a Mastercard. Like I said, this is a Mastercard Foundation scholarship. And Mastercard, they operate not only BA, MA, PhD, and all of that. So please, right, if you qualify for this and God being so good, you get it, it means you can build upon it. They can fund you till you complete your education or where you want to get it to. So please be intentional about this. Do not think, oh, it is Kenya, so it is Kenya, it is Kenya. No, this is not part of it. Please be intentional enough and share this opportunity with your church members, on your youth platform, anywhere on WhatsApp. Please do that. Be intentional. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I'll pick it up from where you left off with the Mastercard Foundation. So there's a Jim Leach Mastercard Foundation Fellowship on Entrepreneurship 2021 for Africans. And just like we're saying, Mastercard is offering a lot of packages. Like this year, I think their options to help in Africa is really high. So even if you didn't see your package in here, you can always type Mastercard Foundation Scholarship and see. So they are offering those with entrepreneurial skills, those with entrepreneurial brains to also have a course and master's degree in that. So it's mainly for Africans. The deadline is on the November 30th, 2020. So the Jim Leach, Jim is G-I-M, Leach is L-E-E-C-H, Mastercard Foundation Fellowship on Entrepreneurship 2021 for Africans. Also, I am seeing one of the UK schools giving a scholarship, and this is an internal scholarship. So I get this question a lot. Let me just address this question. So I get a lot of people saying that, oh, okay, I have applied to UK schools, but I'm not getting funding. I am repeating this here, and to anybody who also has that, who knows that I always say that it is not good to apply to a school in the UK just like that, because hardly would you get funding for it. You will hardly get funding for a UK school. So I always advise that you apply to a scholarship that is attached to the school. And listen to me, I'm going to repeat that. You don't need to apply to a UK school. When you apply to a UK school, you're going to get admission, hands down. But now the question is what separates the wheat from the chaff is scholarship. And getting a scholarship in the UK is hard. So it's always advisable to apply for the scholarship that comes with the school. Then immediately you get the scholarship that comes with the school, you get into the school automatically. You're automatically giving a scholarship advisor that will give you your admission letter and stuff like that, where you can apply for your visa in your home country. Unless if you're applying for generic scholarship that the UK calls for, like the Commonwealth Scholarship, the Chevening, the Great Scholarship, they require that you already have admission in your school. So when you do that, you already have admission, you can apply. But you do not have to apply for a school and have admissions down and now be, trying to get scholarship. I've hosted a session where we've had Alisa Megan, who got the University of Cambridge. And she started a GoFundMe page radically to raise money to be able to fund her school. So if you have intentions of doing that, that's absolutely fine with everybody and absolutely fine with everybody. But don't pile a list of admissions of UK schools without funding. That's not right. So coming to that, Imperial College Business School. So this is Imperial College Business School. Imperial College is a school in the UK. So now they are saying that we have a PhD in accounting for you. And that is a full tuition fee waiver plus a living stipend for up to 5 years through the Business School Graduate Teaching Assistant Scholarship. So that way, Imperial College, if you already have an admission with Imperial College, it doesn't even count. You need to go through this page and apply for their scholarship that has a full tuition fee waiver plus living stipend for up to 5 years. Bear in mind, the living stipend you're given in the UK funds for your accommodation as well. So, and that is for 5 years. Normally, the UK schools fund for 3 years. So ideally, then they would have said that they've gotten a graduate teaching assistant scholarship. So normally when you see a graduate teaching assistant scholarship, that means that you're going to be lecturing, like you're going to be a teaching assistant for the undergraduate. And normally just ideally, since you're lecturing and doing PhD and other things, you're going to go for 5 years. So they're going to pay for 5 years. That doesn't mean that you're going to do your PhD for 5 years. I've known people who have done teaching assistantship and they have doubled it up with their PhD and they finish within 3 to 4 years. So it's all up to you. But they're saying that should in case it goes to a 5-year scheme, should in case it goes to 5 years, we have funding for you to do that. So Imperial College Business School is giving a PhD in accounting, full tuition fee waiver plus living stipend to be in the UK. That's called a fully funded scholarship anyways. So do apply if you're interested, and Anadima will drop the link, or if you know somebody who is interested in that, you can also apply. Now the Asian scholarships is giving something called GRIPS Masters and PhD Scholarship in Japan, 2021-2022. So they are looking at a wide array of courses that you can apply for, a wide array of courses. So do in the comment section, click on the link that's attached to this scholarship and apply for it. If you have any questions, you can also drop it in the chat box session. We are ready to take any questions you so wish to have. So I did the session with Michael Nana Kojo Apia, and he also dropped a couple of scholarships and fellowships that you can